Welcome to Telling the Tale. It's our podcast where we do stuff. We covered every single Telltale game, and now we're covering additional things. I'm your host, Mitchell Farley-Wolf, and I'm joined, as always, by Dustin Cornelius Jackson. Hey, Dustin, how's it going?
Mitchell, it's going so well, my head's gonna explode from how well it's going.
Well, speaking of, sometimes that happens, depending on your choices in the game Dispatch, which we are covering episode 7, Retrospective, and episode 8, Synergy, today. Dustin, this is the end of Dispatch. We did it. We played through Dispatch.
I think we're good at this. I think we've, got this show down. We play the games. We talk about them. We got a good formula going.
It seems premature to me to say that, considering we've played the games. We have not talked about it yet. We didn't do this part of it yet.
You're right. I'm getting a little cocky. We
did half of the job, and we're asking for pay already. It wouldn't fly in my dad's age. Wouldn't fly.
Mitchell.
Yeah.
I have a surprise for the show today. Not for you, more for me.
Okay.
So I
less
went to
interested.
I went to the store before we started, and I got some Twinks for the show.
Oh, dude, you got some Twinks?
I got some themed snacks.
I love that. I am a little interested in what you're going to sound like on a podcast with a mouthful of Twink, but maybe it'll be okay.
We'll get through it, at least.
Do you at least have water?
Yeah, I do.
But you won't use it. Last time we left off in Dispatch, Invisigal tried some stuff down at the docks. She got the pulse energy source thing for Mecha Man's suit. Shroud showed up, and Chase had to go run and save her, aging Chase up an additional few years when he was already really old. This is right where episode 7 starts. How's your mouth right now?
Oh, so good. I just finished the first one. You know how they come in packs of 2?
Yeah, as if to warn your podcast partner.
Yeah, I finished the first one, so.
Sure. Dustin, you already saw the episode 7 and the beginning of episode 8 last time we recorded.
That's true. I just could not help myself. I jumped right into it.
Yeah, as soon as we finished recording our episode on 5 and 6, I went and Monica and I played 7 and 8 later that day. So we really wanted to wrap it up. There was also a feeling of wanting to play one of the 2025 games in 2025. So
yeah, I think that's kind of where I was too. I think we discussed it on the show where I wasn't that worried about it. I was fine starting it in 2025 and finishing it in 2026. But I thought, you know what? Fuck it. I'm loving this. I'll just finish it now. I can get this in under the wire.
Cursing. Interesting. It's forbidden, but okay.
Yeah, we're kind of a cool podcast.
Yeah.
We're not like those stuffed up podcasts.
Speaking of Twinks, episode 7 starts with a flashback of Chase, who's like an older teenager watching you, but maybe he's almost the same age as you. We don't know how young he really is at any point.
He is much bigger than Robert at the very least.
Sure, but that's that's more of an age thing. Robert is a young little boy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Chase is considerably shorter than Robert in the main era of the game. So that's a good point, actually. He needs to have shrunk a lot in his old age.
Oh, yeah. It happens sometimes. I hope I don't shrink when I'm old. I'm already very small.
My grandpa shrunk when he got old. It was noticeable.
Oh. Was he fine with it?
Well, he eventually died.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Maybe from that. It's hard to say.
From being short?
Yeah, we couldn't ask.
I'm really hoping that's not the case because I'm as short as it gets.
Well, there is this size where if you keep shrinking, you will die.
Right, you'll blip out of existence.
Yeah. I think you've got a long way to go until you hit that, but just keep it in mind.
Thank you for the reassurance.
Anyway, there's a choice when Chase is watching you because you're sad because your dad's out doing stuff, and Chase is like, well, do you want something from the store? I'm probably going to steal it. He doesn't say that part, but he is. And you can ask for Twinkies. And then there's like 2 other options I didn't even read.
Because why would you not do the Twinkies?
Yeah, there's some choices, and this is the mark of a good Telltale game. There's some choices that you really need to stop and think about, and they're important. And other choices that are just instant, so easy. I know exactly what I'm going to say. I'm getting
it's
the
just
Twinkies.
The right one.
Excuse me, I'd like the Twinkies. Yeah, that other stuff. It could have been like Carrot Tops. I didn't even read them.
Carrot Tops.
Could have been anything. It could have been like, how about some garbage you find on the ground?
Can I have some delicious marbles?
We played Fibbage over New Year's with some friends.
That's always a good time.
One of my Fibbage about me's was, I've eaten a marble, I've eaten a quarter. And they had to decide which one was the lie and which one was the truth. Dustin, what do you think I've done?
I'm going to say quarter seems more likely to me, but I'm going to go with marble.
You're right, it's the marble.
Oh,
I don't know why quarter seems more likely. The marble's easier to swallow. It's,
Yeah, but I feel like quarters are just a more common occurrence in everyday life. Marbles, I feel like, are much more situational.
I look at a coin, I think gross. I look at a marble, I think maybe it's got a fun candy flavor.
That looks like a gobstopper.
And you might think, oh, you were like 4? I was like 16, but it's,
But it's fine.
It's neither here nor there.
That was last week.
So, episode 7, if we were to put a theme on it, I guess it's about Invisigirl sucking. Invisigal. Yeah. That's like the theme of the episode, I guess.
Yeah, she really fucked up, and now Chase has to suffer the consequences. And like everyone is telling you, you should probably like just get rid of her. She sucks.
Yeah, so after finishing up our playthrough, Monica was so interested in seeing other routes that she played through the whole game again on her own.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she took to it like a duck to butter, I imagine, in certain restaurants. And for me, there's a vote that goes on, or for the first playthrough we had, there's a vote that goes on, and everyone's talking about what they want to happen to Invisigal. And everyone voted to oust her from the group except Golem.
Right.
And even Golem said, well, I'd rather have her, but I'm going to go with the team here, so I concede. You can call it unanimous.
Right.
And then Monica played it again, and I don't know exactly what it was that she changed, but this time Flambe also voted to keep Invisigal.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
Interesting.
He says
that's the one you got?
On Golem's side, yeah.
Okay. I think maybe it's telling him that you're Mecha Man, but I don't know why that impacts that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's very interesting. I just figured he would do that either way.
Yeah, because we talked about it last episode as being like a big thing I was worried about. And I guess I shouldn't have been, because it doesn't come up in any kind of real way. We never tell Flambe that we're Mecha Man. But as Mecha Man, we fight side by side with him against Shroud in episode 8. And he just sort of takes it, and they never mention it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a little disappointing.
I kind of see it. We're skipping ahead just a part of episode 8 for a second. The final boss is Shroud. He has a big spider mech, and everyone's fighting him together, and they're losing because Shroud can predict everything. But then someone does something unpredictable, and then it works again. That's the end of that's the end of Dispatch. I would.
All right. So what are our segments?
I would understand that if in that moment Flambe was like, we've I am adult enough that I can save this until we can talk about it later, and then the game just doesn't cover later. I could understand that, but
I kind of wish they
yeah.
would at least like mention that, or like even you don't need to get into it, but even just like a little thing showing that that's what they're going for.
Dustin, I just sneezed and I muted so perfectly it didn't cover it.
That good job.
Yeah,
I would have liked
really
to hear
did a
it
good
though.
podcasting job there. So yeah, I guess I think that is a disappointment for me. It always feels a little bit disappointing. It's a limitation of the genre that we're in for sure.
Right.
Where we want something to happen, and if I were truly in control of Robert, I could invite Flambe to a meeting room one-on-one and say, "Hey, there's something I gotta tell you. It's important that you hear it, but I just want to tell you on your own and see how you process it." That's what I would do. And I wouldn't just do it when we're all drunk and a little hungover at a taco place in front of the whole group at 3 a.m.
Right.
Like, the fact that that's my only option of when to tell Flambe, little disappointing to me. I want to do it. You can't make me do it at the taco store.
You can't force me to say what I don't want to say at a taco.
Yeah, taco stores they're sacred things.
You remember that forever, man. You don't ever forget the taco store.
One of my favorite moments, but not quite my golden moment from episode 7, is when you come back into work after seeing, like, Chase is infirmed in the hospital. He might be dying, you don't know. Invisigal was given a temporary suspension before they find out what to do with her. You go into work and, like, Waterboy is just really upset. he's
more
just,
upset
like,
than you've
pissed.
ever seen him.
Yeah. He still can't, like, put together his thoughts and emotions in a way that is big and loud. So he's still, like, kind of stumbling, like, well, I guess maybe I'm just fucking the most upset I've ever been, I guess. Yeah, like, Robert's trying to buy a Twinkie from the vending machine with $5. The machine's not taking his dollar. And then Waterboy offers him a very wet $5 bill. The machine also doesn't take that. And they have to microwave the $5 bill that Waterboy gave him.
That's a good
joke. Yeah, it's a pretty good joke. Have you
and
ever...
then he fucking throws the chair into the vending machine.
Yeah. It's weird that any amount of acting out can get you kicked off the team, because the things these people are doing, even Waterboy, who I would say is the most mild-mannered of the bunch, I mean, I'd be fired if I did that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I'm guessing just way worse has happened at this place. Like, in Invisigal, what she did is what really crosses the line, sets the precedent for what is unacceptable here. But breaking a vending machine, that's just going to happen when you have superheroes with tempers.
Even Sonar and Coop, like, when they were up for being fired, it just sort of... like, it was just sort of because they were not as good. So they can be kicked off the team just for weakness. And then Waterboy throws a chair through the vending machine, and he's like, "Oh, obviously clean it up." And have you ever microwaved money?
I've never done that before in my life.
I don't think I've done it either.
But boy, it looked like a real hoot from this episode.
It made me wonder if it would catch fire or if it would explode with the little stuff in the fibers. It was an interesting mental image. Well,
yeah, I wonder if you could do this. I maybe it's an imitatable act that can get you in trouble.
So episode 7, in a mechanical thing, during the dispatch, what do you call it? The shift in episode 7. That's when we maxed out Robert's dispatcher level up for the first time. We did that in
I
episode
think
7.
Yeah, I think I hit it in episode 7 as well.
I
I
think
didn't
we
write
could have
down that
done
I
it in
did, but I
5 or
think that
6
is.
if we were a little more on it.
Like if you did a second playthrough where you know more what you're doing.
Yeah, unless it's scripted to happen then. I don't think that it is, but yeah, it
I
was
don't think
episode
so because
7
it
for
goes
us.
by your successful calls. So I think just as long as you don't miss calls or fuck up that much, you could probably get it.
Yeah, I would assume it's possible by 5 or 6. Yeah, so after the shift, everyone's sort of in the office. Then you walk into the board meeting that you see Punch Up getting thrown through the window of, and you just walk in and everyone's very calm. I like the conversation you can have about that of like, why did Punch Up get thrown through the window? And Punch Up's like, listen, it was fine. It was just a disagreement. A little, we're trying to get to the bottom of something. And then Golem's like, yeah, I did it, but it's not a big deal.
It's fine. It's like fine to do this.
It's fine for me to have done it. And Punch Up's like, he's right.
Well, I guess if everyone's in agreement.
Yeah, Robert can't be in there and say like, well, no, it's not. Everyone agreed it's fine to do this.
Sorry, Robert, you're outnumbered here.
We took a vote.
This will continue to happen.
So, how did you feel about the fact that this vote even took place? Because this was weird to me.
Oh, interesting. How come?
Well, we've been stretching the player's disbelief on what can happen in a company setting, an office, for like the entirety of the game. But I think this is maybe the furthest that I've been personally pushed out of believing that this could be happening.
Interesting. Tell me more. I didn't feel this way at all.
So have you ever worked in an office, anything like that? I mostly haven't, but
I have not.
I've worked remotely for a place that did have an office that some people came into. And the idea that lower ranked employees could get together and have a vote on something is, first off, unionization. Second off, they're not even voting on whether they want to unionize, so they don't even have that like legal protection. They're voting on what their superiors should do to a fellow employee. If this happened, it would be like, this is the most unprofessional, like you can't literally all agree to gang up in a literal sense on your employee. The team was not put together by the team. The team was put together by Robert and Blazer. The team would need to defer to the team structuring of Robert and Blazer. And technically that is what happens. Like you can hear out the vote and then you can disagree with it. But the idea that they're voting like, and so you have to do this, they would be slapped so hard. Like I can't imagine this happening in any kind of workplace. And obviously the point is that these guys are all rebels and they're rude and like they're not very professional people. So there's that. But the idea that you can then tell Blonde Blazer, like, well, they voted. Blonde Blazer should have been like, you let them vote on this? What are you talking about?
I mean, Blonde Blazer tells you should consider cutting her in the first place.
She does, but that's because it's your choice, or the two of your choice. The idea that she'll hear out other members of the team voting on whether or not someone should be fired is crazy. Like it's the most passive you could possibly write a boss in a corporate environment. It's wild. I think that it works narratively because you want to show these characters working together more and like talking about something with the goal of bettering the team, which is something they've never done before. So you want to show their growth. It's episode 7. They've come a long way. But the idea that they have a vote, and then Robert tells Blazer, like, yeah, so did you hear they voted? And then Blonde Blazer is like, what did they say? As if it matters, is ridiculous. It is the most unbelievable thing that they've done as a company thus far.
Okay. I mean, that's a fair enough take.
So they were voting on whether or not to cut Invisigal. What did you do?
I mean, obviously I didn't. I'm going full Invisigal route here.
So your team voted to cut her, and you kept her.
Yeah, I said, like, hey, I get it. Like, she really fucked up, but, no.
Someone in the team, I think it was Malevola, says, like, we cut Sonar for much less. And I had to agree with that.
That is true.
And also, there was conversations going on about her maybe not being legitimately there for the right reasons. Maybe she was working for the bad guys. Like, that was going on in the background of this episode. Mm-hmm. I was trying to think, like, do I actually believe that? Because in fiction, if that is brought up, it's always going to turn out like, no, she was good the whole time.
Right.
I don't know what I believe is going to happen. And then Monica brought up the point of, like, every time you start to doubt whether Invisigal is there legitimately, she shows her boobs. It is a tactic. What she does is she shows her boobs and then she lies to you. We can't have her on the team. So we had to cut her. And I totally agree. She's using her boobs very purposefully in this game to lie to you.
And you were just done with that. You couldn't deal with the boobs anymore.
Couldn't stand them. They had to go.
These boobs are lies, and I can't condone it.
Yeah, so between the fact that we were really, as players, legitimately not trustworthy of her at that time, the fact that Malevola was right that we cut Sonar for much, much less, the fact that just in a strategic point of view, all of my other heroes, even Flambe, who was difficult at first, they're now listening to me and she's still not. I cut Invisigal.
Okay. Fair. I'm interested in hearing what goes on in that route.
Yeah. So you, I believe, were dating Invisigal, right?
Yeah.
That would make it harder to cut her.
That does make it harder.
They keep making jokes throughout the game of, like, oh, I guess we should tell HR about this. And then they don't. They're like, oh, I'm just kidding. You should talk to HR about this. You really should do that. Why do you think it's okay being their boss if you're dating? It isn't. She should be transferred.
Mitchell, you've really got a bone to pick with the way SDN is run today.
I just think that in some parts of how it works, it makes a lot of sense. And then in some other parts of how it works is like, the idea that you should talk to HR because you started dating and one of them is the boss of the other person is not a joke. like that is, if Robert and Invisigal are dating, Robert is legitimately in charge of her. So any like sense of self-worth that she gets because of the relationship is also because he's making her do it because she's getting paid by him, or because whatever their structure of compensation is, it's from him.
Right.
And if he's dating Blonde Blazer is the reason that he's getting the resources from SDN to rebuild the Mega Man suit, which is the most important thing to him in his life. So the idea that like he could just turn Blonde Blazer down if he wanted to is also really not, like, it turns out to be literally true in Dispatch, but if it were actually happening, you should not assume that. If you're getting the Mecha Man suit built because of this person, and then she asks you on a date, and then also she pays you, what discourse to integrity do you actually have? Like, are you able to say no, truly, if she's in such control of both your squalid lifestyle because your apartment sucks because you have no money and she's the one signing your paychecks, and also your big dream is to like build the Mecha Man suit, and she's in charge of you the whole time, and like she's the person that can easily just say, no, I don't think you should have the suit. You have to entertain the idea that maybe she likes you. If she likes you, you have to let her like you in a way that in any other situation you might just be able to say like, no thanks. And then you're doing the same thing to Invisigal if it's Invisigal. It's a pretty big problem.
I mean, yeah. I guess I can't disagree.
I think they should talk to HR. I think they should get separated. I think Robert should be put on a different team. Clearly, he's been doing a good enough job that he doesn't have to be saddled with the Z team. I don't know. Maybe in terms of dispatchers, that's actually like a high rank for him to be saddled with the lower performing people. But I assumed that because his team is Z team, maybe he's like the lowest paid dispatcher in the office, something like that. I don't know.
I mean, I got the assumption. I kind of felt like he was put on the Z team because he could handle it.
Maybe, yeah, I could see either way because like in a high school setting, the teachers who prove they know the material the most are put on AP classes.
Right.
And the teachers who teach remedial classes are very often underpaid compared to the AP and honors classes teachers. So I was kind of thinking about the dispatcher program in a similar way, but I don't know for sure that it works that way.
Yeah, they don't really go into it, but I mean that's just where I was coming at it from is because when they hire Robert on, it seems like Blonde Blazer respects him and legitimately wants to help. So I don't think she would like purposefully put him on the worst team because he is like on the lowest rung of the ladder or anything.
Well, he is the newest dispatcher as well.
That's true.
So it would make sense to me that he's not the highest paid or the most senior. He's literally the most junior at it, but he also is Mecha Man, so that's that could have. It's like going into a job with a relevant degree. It boosts you up a little bit above the ground floor.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I just saw him as someone like she put him with the Z team because he can handle it. If anyone can turn these guys around, maybe it's him.
Yeah. So another thing that happens in episode 7 is Shroud thinks you have the power source, even though you don't get it. So he kidnaps you. For me, Sonar is now working for Shroud.
That's so funny because for me, it's Coop is working for Shroud.
Right.
Isn't that wild?
Well, no.
Small world.
It actually makes a lot of sense. But
it is actually just the way it's supposed to be.
So Coop working for Shroud, I'm sure that in you seeing it feels like it makes more sense. To me, Sonar always was an opportunist. Like, he was working with SDN because he had to, and he wants he wants power. He wants riches to buy more cocaine. He wants all this stuff. So for him to be working for Shroud, like, I buy it. That makes a lot of sense to me. How is Coop
I
with
think
Shroud?
So. I mean, with Coop, they just play up more that she wants revenge against Robert, which, not that deep, but I think it makes sense given her character. She was saying at the beginning, like, she really needed this job, and then you cut her. And then just based on, like, her, she's supposed to be, like, the dark and gritty superhero type. The Batman type. So I think it would make sense that if she's pushed to it, she will seek out revenge against Robert. So I think they do a good job of making both makes sense for joining up with Shroud.
Sure. So this is the first time we really get to see Shroud in a big way.
Yeah, he's like a guy.
Is that as much as you got out of it? Because that's kind of where I'm at too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like the Shroud stuff is the least interesting. And I said this before. I think the Shroud stuff is the least interesting part of Dispatch.
I liked the first reveal of him at the bar where he's just in civilian clothes and he's sitting down at the bar and he's listening to the bartender say shit about Blonde Blazer and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then he reveals himself as Shroud. That was like a cool one moment. And the idea that he just can't be stopped because he can predict your every move makes sense. But
Well, especially with the kind of game this is, like predicting like choices you'll make. That's fun.
yeah. You make a choice and he's like, I knew you were going to do that.
I guess you could just you could say that no matter what choice they make.
Yeah, well, that is what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could do something completely off the wall and he could say, yeah, I knew you were going to do that, actually.
And during all of this, you find out that Invisigal did not give Shroud the power source, and also Invisigal once worked for Shroud, maybe still does, you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And
you find out earlier in the episode she's the one who put the bomb on Mecha Man in episode 1.
Yeah, and she tells you this with her boobs out, so you don't feel that bad about it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, if you had to.
I guess I understand your point of view.
Yeah, Blonde Blazer comes to save us or at least she does for me. Does she for you as well?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay,
she does. She comes to the rescue in the bar.
And she's really cool in that moment. She's so big.
She's huge.
She's huge. She's huge, and she's like, I bet all of you working together would probably take me down, but at least half of you would die doing it, and then all the people are scared of her, and they run away.
Yeah, they don't want to be part of the half.
Yeah, I don't... How empty of a threat do you think that is? Because do you think she's not going to kill anyone?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, Shroud buys it. Even that, like, when he's walking away, he said, by my calculations, it's more like 32%, but half sounds better. So he could predict that she would at least kill somebody.
Yeah. So that's most of episode 7. I think it's a pretty strong episode for being also maybe tied for shortest episode with like episode 1. It's pretty concise.
I think so. I thought this episode was good, but like it's really good. I've been enjoying the game so far a lot, but also I feel like there wasn't really anything about it that stood out as like especially better than anything. Like it's just a solid episode.
It's a pivot episode. We talked about these a lot in The Walking Dead,
mm-hmm.
and
the
strongest Walking
does
Dead
its
seasons
job.
Didn't have them. So I would say maybe it still should be. You should attempt to avoid it, but even good seasons did have them as well, and it's fine. You get to the next one after it, and then you're having a good time again. I
mean, I did have a good time with this episode. It's just like when I was thinking, like trying to pick a golden moment or like a weekly guy, no one really came to mind because everyone just seems kind of like on par with each other in this episode. No one has like super huge standout moments. Well, Blonde Blazer has that great moment at the end.
Yeah. Well, should we do our weekly our segments for episode 7?
Let's do those segments.
Because my weekly guy is definitely Blonde Blazer. She was so big when she came into... She was just a large woman. You gotta respect it.
She was so big. No, yeah, she is mine too for that exact... That scene is
for that exact reason.
For that exact reason, on account of how big she is. My runner-up, though, is also very big. I originally had Golem because I like the scene where... Vizzy doing what she did just really gets to him. When you start that dispatch meeting, not the meeting, but the shift, It's a rainy, gloomy day. You know, everyone's not at their best. But Golem is out getting shit-faced. He's not having a good time. So, you have to send someone out to go get him. And Punch Up goes to get him. And he says what he does is he just gives Golem a big hug. And I thought that was a good scene.
Yeah,
it's like
Punch Up's got some great
this group
relationships.
Of guys. Yeah, for sure. It's interesting since we both are. Oh wait, no, it's different for you because you cut Sonar, so you still have Punch Up and Coop with their synergy. For me, Punch Up had good synergy with Waterboy since he's the one who comes in and takes that spot. Which is interesting. I don't know necessarily if I buy it, but
sure.
It is funny.
Waterboy and Punch Up have something in my version of the game too, though. Like, Punch Up is just a good friend to most of them.
Yeah, he's just a good, nice guy.
So when Monica was replaying Dispatch from the beginning, I saw the episode 2 bit again where they're like going through the dossier that Chase has on each of the members of the team.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot what it had said about most of their origins, but do you remember how Punch Up got strong?
Oh, remind me.
The dossier says he made a deal with a sorceress, and now he's really strong. That's it.
Wow, you know what? Good for him.
Yeah, he's got like a 10x or 50 times strength of a normal guy or something like that, because he found a sorceress, and they had a deal about it. Yeah, and do you remember where it said Malevola is from?
No, it's been a while since I have read these dossiers.
You might think hell, but in actuality, just Australia. Yeah, and then Prism is the one like we don't even know. We have no idea.
She just kind of showed up.
She's just singing songs and bending light, and we can't imagine what happened. Yeah. By the way,
so we both have Blonde Blaze. Oh, sorry, you go ahead. You were about to pivot into a different direction. I was just about to summarize.
Well, I want to hear what you're got.
I was just gonna say. So we both pick. Okay, so I was just saying. So we both say Blonde Blazer. Good for the same reasons.
Yes.
She was good in this episode, and I've been pretty ambivalent on Blonde Blazer up to this point. She just hasn't really been a factor in my playthrough all that much.
Yeah, when she actually gets to be a superhero, she's pretty good at it. She's the one you want to be a superhero out and about. What I was going to bring up is that your roommate Adam messaged me about Dennis Lennart. Because if you look around the dispatch office, all of the computers are Lennart brand computers. They're all of like the tablets they have. It's like this universe's version of Apple is Lennart.
Right.
And Dennis Lennart is a longtime Telltale guy, and he's one of the 2 creative directors of Dispatch. So that's
cool.
That fun fact. Thank you, Adam, for bringing that to my attention.
Thanks, Adam, for that little fun fact.
How about your golden moment?
I mean, I feel a little silly saying it now, but I really liked the conference room scene. I liked seeing the growth in the characters coming together to have this meeting with one another.
Oh, it's mine too. Don't get me wrong. I liked seeing it, but it is at this point where the fact that it's like superhero fantasy stuff, but it's grounded in the reality of an office. It's where that stops being that entirely. It is no longer grounded in any kind of office. This is just a superhero game now.
I mean, I get it. It never struck me as that weird because it's not like their vote is what is like the reason she gets kicked out. Like if it was, she would just get kicked out either way because you're still on the minority's side. They just had a conference and had a vote for what they think they should do, and then offer it up to you. You still make the choice.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It just didn't strike me as weird. It just struck me as this team got together to discuss a problem with the team.
Yeah, that's fair enough, I suppose. But, I mean, what is weird to me is that the vote is presented as we voted on whether or not she should stay, rather than we voted on whether or not we're gonna formally request you kick her.
Right.
They think they're just voting on it. Like, they think they get the... Robert wasn't even invited to the meeting. he wasn't
true.
invited to the vote. He's the only one that
kind of showed
can
up.
actually decide.
Yeah, I mean, I assume how it would have went is if Robert didn't show up, they would take it to him later after the conference. Like, they would vote on whether or not to bring up the issue, I guess.
I suppose.
Yeah, to me it didn't feel that weird, but I did like the scene a lot. I like seeing these guys all respecting each other enough to come together and have a discussion on this serious matter that could affect the team. And I like that even Flambe, who's just been this huge dickhead the whole game, he's being mature enough for this situation. He does say, I'm with Golem, but I also agree I don't want to get in the way of the team of what's best for us.
So I cut Invisigal, you kept Invisigal. In episode 8, and oh, sorry, just to jump ahead a little bit, my choice cut is cutting Invisigal, because that's the one of the episode that matters.
That's the big one, and I say, of course I didn't cut her, because I have that romance route going with her and all. But I did have to stop and think about it. Like, there was all the reason in the world to boot her from this team.
Yeah. Did you get to use her during the dispatch section of episode 8?
Yes.
Okay, I did not, because I cut her from the team.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, for me, she came back and everyone was surprised, but, happy enough to see her. And Robert's like, okay, glad you're here for this. We'll discuss the shitty thing you... Like, everyone has a right to be upset, but we got to do this right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And since I didn't boot her off the team, I don't know what this really affected, but it told me that the team had low morale. And when you start the first dispatch session of episode 8, it tells you that your team has low morale. And I don't know what that played into it. I wasn't super paying attention because I was just trying to get these calls done with 3 people.
Yeah, so we've talked about the segments for episode 7. Let's just focus on episode 8 now here.
Okay.
The first thing that happens...
You know what, Mitchell?
Yeah?
Because we're on episode 8 now, I'm going to eat the second Twinkie.
Okay, put that in your mouth and I'll talk for 30 seconds and that's how much time you get.
Thank you.
Okay. The first thing that happens in episode 8 is that the Red Ring, Shroud's organization, is led by either Coop or Sonar, depending on which one you cut, working against you, just causing problems all over the city. And it's kind of a battle of attrition. They keep starting fires, and you need to keep putting them out. And they're distracting you from the fact that really you should be directly attacking Sonar/Coop, because they are the general of Shroud's army here. During this dispatch section, if you picked Waterboy, you now get to use Phenomenon. And if you picked Phenomenon, you now get to use Waterboy. Having both of them on your team is kind of crazy. And also later on, even Blonde Blazer joins you. But you're starting with just 3. For me, and I think this is maybe the same for everyone, but Punch Up, Prism, and I think...
Golem.
Yes. No. Is that true?
You didn't have Golem? Yeah, it's Golem.
Punch Up, Prism, Golem?
Yeah,
I was thinking, was it Golem or Malevola? You might be right. You might be right about that.
I'm 100% right.
Okay, you are right about that. I don't know. I don't know why you're being this way with me, but that's okay.
No. I know. You know.
Yeah, but because it like starts in the middle of the night, so no one's ready.
Yeah.
And they just need to come in slowly, and slowly you get more and more of your team back as you go on.
What I thought was interesting about this was Robert says, luckily we have our 3 best heroes here right now. And Prism says, you'd say this no matter who was here. But in my head, I'm thinking, no, you just are my 3 best, I think.
Really?
Yeah, by the end,
Golem
I
is
thought,
not
like,
my best at all.
Really, for me, he totally is. I had him, like, I had both his strength and his vigor, like, almost all the way up. And one of his abilities made it so if you have empty slots, he will fill up one of the empty slots.
I had that too, and that was cool.
Yeah, so for me, by the end, Golem, like, Prism's still the best one on the team for me. But I would say Golem, like, easily my second best by the end.
Prism is for sure my best character on the team. We made Waterboy really good by the end.
So Waterboy was your second best.
No, not second, but above Golem.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Waterboy, we gave him the ability where if he's paired with someone when they go out, he heals them. And in this episode 8 dispatch session, everyone kept getting hurt, and he was always healing everyone. He was the MVP.
That's awesome. I guess I didn't get that ability for him. That's awesome though. That's wild.
Yeah, and it's an ability that I think Malevola can also get. So she was also healing people, and she just has better stats than Waterboy. So between the two of them, we just kept sending them out with people, and they would be like generalized stat boosts mostly across the board, but we focused on vigor for Waterboy just for fun. And
I
also
put,
as medics, they're just medics that go out with people.
Right. I put speed into Waterboy since Invisigal was always coming and going, so you never knew when you were going to have her or not have her. So I thought, you know what, it's probably better to boost speed so I have a speedy boy.
Yes, we should have done that.
I think it's good to have at least 2 that specialize in similar areas.
Yeah, I think you're right. But if you do the math on that, there's not enough people for that entirely. So you need to have most of them be based in like 2 stats.
Yeah.
And sometimes just the roll of the dice of who's available doesn't work out.
Right.
But the stat that we were definitely least prepared on, and it kept being a problem by the end of the game, was speed. And I think a fast Waterboy would have helped. But, you know.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? And, yeah, just across the board, it was nice seeing these characters show up and be useful in ways they haven't been before.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I was a little worried at first because the way this plays out is, some of the heroes just come back, but Flambe, you find his locator, and you need to rescue him. And at first I thought, like, am I gonna just, like, lose Flambe if I don't save him here? But no, I think if you fail the mission, you still get him, but he's injured.
Interesting. Yeah. No, yeah, you get everyone, but you need to choose who you want to get at what time. And
yeah, it was difficult. Like, I didn't have anyone to heal up. I managed to do it fine, but boy, that would have been helpful.
Yeah, we were talking last episode of like, well, what if this was maybe an XCOM-like strategy game instead, and where you need to use your heroes and a grid and fight that way? Like, what if that was the mini game of this? This last dispatch shift, I mean, it still doesn't quite feel as sophisticated as if like a full game was built around it, but it did make me think that they really got somewhere. It took a long time for this part of the game to feel like a full, complete game to me. But it was much more interesting this episode than ever before.
Yeah, I thought it was great. It was tough, but
you have to measure
did
like
have
the
fun
health of
doing
the
it.
city against the health of the Red Ring, and you have to keep
Mhm.
those in mind. And they heal themselves if you don't pay attention to them. And yeah, it was more interesting. There was more strategy involved.
Yeah, and I like just barely made it out. I think I had like maybe a quarter of the city's health left by the
Ooh.
end. Yeah, I know. I was playing with fire.
Yeah, and that I bet they made it feel like a victory, and then you're like, does that mean 75% of the city died? This is Los Angeles. That's really bad.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. So after that session, they all kind of you stopped the person that you fired before, so it's now just Shroud versus the building, the SDN building. There's also a bit here where Invisigal comes back, but you handcuff her to a thing. I was pretty close to being done with Invisigal, but I'm sure that your relationship with her is much more positive.
Oh yeah, for sure. We were in a pretty good spot.
Yeah. Do you have to handcuff her?
I don't remember having to.
That
Oh wait,
makes
yes,
sense?
you do. No,
Oh,
you.
okay.
So Roy does it. So he ties her up
he does it
because
for us, too.
she's. Yeah, but I let her go.
I let her go too, but I was still like, yeah, you're not on the team, but yeah, I trust you enough to not like literally kill us.
Right.
I think I'll need your help a little bit. And she
And
helps us take
Thumbstick had to
down
go potty.
Thumbstick.
Yeah, you had to
Yeah.
go potty and you stop him.
Thumbstick is a great character. He's just a member of the Red Ring who pees in a potted plant when he can't get into the bathroom in the building. And you go up behind him with a taser, or at least I did, and we were about to tase him, but then Invisigal just shoots him in the back of the head and kills him.
Yeah, that's how it happened to me. And she asks, so he still has his dick out when he flops to the ground.
Because he was peeing, right?
Yeah, because he was doing a pissy. Did you put it away?
I said, no, I don't want to do that.
I did too. I said, you do it.
I
don't
said
wanna.
it doesn't need to be done. And then Invisigal goes, no, I'll do it. You shouldn't be dead like that.
She has a good point.
I don't know. They're bad people. They're doing
Yeah.
a very bad thing.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm not going to help him. He was already doing an additionally rude thing by peeing in our plants.
That was the last straw.
Yeah, when you're talking about like a potted plant like that, it might be better just to pee on the ground than to pee in that plant. Like,
Yeah, it's
why
gonna
would
soak up all the urine?
Yeah, why if you pee on the ground, it's easy to just sort of Swiffer it up. Why are you taking it out on this plant? Why do that?
Maybe the plant likes it.
It doesn't. It's like a thing about plants how they don't like that.
Well, maybe this one does. Maybe he's into kinky stuff.
Okay, yeah. So then you go outside and you start actually fighting Shroud, and
Yeah.
it just doesn't work. Everyone's working together. They're trying their best, but he can simply see where they're going to come from and react to it right away because of his super analyst stuff.
That is a good power to have.
Yeah. How did this turn around for you?
Like in what way? Because we get the fight with the team, fighting the Red Ring. Mecha Man Robert is attacking Shroud and his big robot. Cool design on the robot, by the way. I really like this mech he's piloting.
Roberts or Shrouds?
Shrouds.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like a spider scorpion thing.
Yeah. My feelings on this episode. I think it's a good episode. I think it's a good ending. But I just knew that this is how it was going to play out, where most of the focus is on the stuff I don't care as much about. The quick
the
time
action
events.
fight.
Yeah, the action fight. And Shroud himself, like, I don't really care about him all that much, and I don't necessarily think this episode does a great job of making me care about him.
So the turnaround of the fight for us was we kept losing to every fight, but then Blonde Blazer remembers that no one knows about her amulet turning her blonde except Robert.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes into the infirmary and gives her amulet to Chase.
Yeah, that happens for me as well.
Okay, so Chase comes out as blonde Chase, blonde star. And this is the thing that makes you start being able to win against Shroud, because he was not able to take this into account because he didn't know about the amulet. And that's like the big thing. I can imagine that would feel pretty unsatisfying if you, Dustin, also didn't know about the amulet at this point.
I don't think so, actually. Like, even if it was like a big shock, like you find out that this is what gives Blonde Blazer her powers here. Like, I knew because you told me, but I feel like even if I didn't know, I would think that would be an awesome reveal.
Yeah, but like this being the thing that saves you in the fight, it would feel a little bit like it's coming out of nowhere. Maybe.
Kind of. I don't know. Like, I think I would just assume. Well, no, I wouldn't assume Blonde Blazer has a secret identity, but I could see myself thinking it was a neat twist. But it's hard to really know. You told me what happens. Maybe I would feel different. No, it's fine. I won't hold it against you. No,
ruined it, Dustin.
Mitchell, you're so good.
Oh.
Look at you. Look at you in just your general way.
Look at me.
But it's really hard for me to know like how I would feel about it if I didn't already know about it beforehand. But I feel like I would think it was cool. I would be like, "Oh, that's awesome that not only am I finding out this is not how Blonde Blazer actually is, she did this sacrifice for Chase to help him out and also help out the team, help out this whole situation we're in." I mean, that's just kind of how I'm thinking about it right now. I don't know. Maybe I would be like, well, that's lame.
It feels a little Deus Ex Machina to me in the scenario that you don't have the date with Blonde Blazer where you see that that's what the amulet does, because if you only in the moment that you find out you have a tool that you can use against this big enemy, you find out what that tool is. I feel like that would just be the game saying, "Oh, and we'll let you out. We'll let you out of this problem that you're experiencing."
True. Yeah.
But and one that I really liked, on the other hand, is you've got Toxic, who's like the other general in Shroud's army, alongside the one that you fired. Toxic from episode 1 with his swinging penis. He's back. And this time, Robert's like, "You know what? I'm not going to fight you. I have exactly the person who should fight you." And Punch Up comes up, and he's all hopped up from only punching dicks, and he's ready to punch this guy's dick so hard. It's a great setup of like, you saw a guy with a very vulnerable dick, and you saw a hero who multiple episodes ago was only punching dicks. It's all coming together. It's all working out in the end.
Yeah, like you know exactly where it's going, but it's still very funny to see. As soon as Punch Up showed up, I paused and wrote in my notes, I wonder where this could possibly be going.
Yeah.
But it's so good. It's
and he walks up like payoff. He's like so determined. Like, this is the most important thing I've ever done. I know exactly where my hands are going to go.
It might just be like the most important dick he's ever punched.
Yeah. And then later they cut away before he starts doing it, but then later they do cut back to him. He's like grabbed his leg with one hand. And he just keeps going at it with the other hand. It's rough. I felt bad for Toxic.
Ooh, man. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. At some point, you actually beat Shroud, mostly because of the assist from Blonde Chase, who is the surprising enough element that Shroud couldn't predict.
Right.
And you're put into a situation where Shroud is now holding your dog Beef, which I don't know if we've talked about on the podcast yet. Have we talked about Beef?
I think he's come up a few times.
Yeah, he's Robert's dog. He's holding him over the side of the building, and he's like, I'm going to kill your dog, bro. he's so messed up. His mech is broken. His team is all dead or dying. He's on his last leg, and he's just like, I think I'm going to kill your dog. I'm so upset. It's the only thing
this is all I have left.
So for me at this point, he asks Robert, give me the pulse, whatever they call it, the power source thing. Give that to me. I'll give you the dog. That's it. And you have like the prototype version of it that exploded on you. In the machine as well. But Shroud makes a comment of like, and don't try to give me the prototype either. I'll know. Which felt like that was really my idea. So
yeah, like right before he says it, I'm thinking like, oh yeah, I bet we're gonna give him the prototype, and he's like, no, don't do it. Don't you do it.
So we had to pause on this one to figure out what to do for a while. The options were give him the real one, give him the prototype, or give him both. What did you do?
Of course I gave him both.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
Oh, what did you do?
I gave him the prototype.
But even though he specifically told you not to.
Yeah, so I did it anyway because I'm just thinking the conversation that Monica and I had after this was a hollowing experience because I realized about myself of like, if he's going to kill people and take over the city and it's going to lead to human deaths, I think we should let the dog die. That was my thought. And I think you're not supposed to think that you want Beef to be sacrificed, but I just would do that. So
you would let your dog die? To save the town?
To save the town, not for fun. Not just because.
I wouldn't say, you know what?
Not on a whim.
A dog.
In this very specific scenario where Shroud is going to kill many people and take over the world, or your dog dies.
Yeah, no, understandable.
That's, I don't know. I'm sorry, Beef. I really would prefer you live through it. Okay, so what happened if you gave him both?
So if you give him both cores, Shroud is like, what the fuck? What is it? What the fuck are you doing? And Robert's like, you said to give you the core. Yeah, one of those is the core. The only way to outsmart you is by having no idea what the fuck I'm doing. And
so how did Shroud react to that?
Not well. He did choose wrong. He puts the prototype in his head.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it seems like at first he got the right one. Like you see the red glowy on the red ring guys start glowing. It looks like they're all like powering up. But then Shroud's like, wait, no, hold on. This is bad. This isn't this isn't right. And then he just kind of starts throwing up. And then the red ring crew, their glowy armor fizzles out. And they're like, oh, that's probably not good.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then everyone starts throwing up.
Okay, so what'd you do with Shroud, though?
Well, I didn't kill him. I spared him.
So he's in jail? Or like what happens? You might be able to tell. None of that happened for me.
Wild. Yeah. He goes to jail, but what happened for me was he shoots Robert.
Okay.
But the bullet does not go through Robert because it goes through Invisigal, who blocked the bullet.
Oh, okay.
So you see it go through someone in front of you, and you're like, oh my god, it's her.
Okay, this is Monica's second ending she got, where Invisigal takes a bullet for you.
Yeah.
And if I am correct about the other things you've chosen, you get a little kiss in the ambulance as she's going off at the very end, right?
Oh, you do. You get a kiss.
Is that the first kiss you got in the entirety of the game?
No, I kissed Invisigal in the last episode. In
When?
the locker room.
Oh, in the locker room you got a kiss. Okay.
Yeah, I got a kiss in the locker room.
Oh, yeah. She was done with us at that point. We're not kissing her.
I could see that. That makes sense.
Okay, so we have the prototype and then the real power supply. We give him the prototype just to see how he does it. And he looks at it and then he throws it behind him and he's like, no. Give me the real one.
Guess again.
And then we give him the real one. We give him the real thing straight up. And he puts it in his head. He's about to power up. And then Invisigal shows up next to him. And Shroud reveals that Invisigal has been working for him the whole time. She's been working at SDN as a spy. And Invisigal, in response to this, throws a knife into Shroud's neck and kills him right in front of you.
Wow.
And he, even with the power supply powering up his new big brain, couldn't have predicted that Invisigal would be unhelpful. Which I think if he worked even one shift at SDN, he would have understood that she was about to be unhelpful.
Yeah, no, I get what she's all about now.
Yeah, she's pretty unhelpful. I don't know why you couldn't have seen that happening. So she stabs Shroud in the neck. He bleeds out. She grabs the power supply out of his helmet, throws it to Robert, and then she gives like Robert a nod. But then she takes Shroud's mask that he uses for all the predicting stuff. She wears it, goes invisible. You never see her again. She has become the new leader of the Red Ring, and she is a villain.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So for me, that did not happen. For me, she's still on the team. Everyone is celebrating what she did. I'm glad she didn't die. She took the bullet, but she's like, yeah, it just kind of went right through. So it sucks, but I'm like, fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, and then she kisses Robert, and everyone's like, woo, yay, I'm glad you're not dead.
Did Coop go to jail?
You have the choice.
Okay,
I let her back on the team.
So, as they're walking Coop out, and I saw this happening in Monica's second playthrough where she fired Coop instead of Sonar. As they're walking Coop out, Blazer goes, should you let her off the hook? And then Robert goes, do I get a choice in that? And they watch her for a little bit, and then Blonde Blazer says, you might have been able to choose, but now she thinks we're weak. So there's just no way she can assimilate back into the team. So like,
interesting.
There was something that could happen, and I don't exactly know what it was, but something happened where the ability to choose whether you want to forgive Coop or not was lost.
That's wild. I had no idea.
Yeah. And for me, or for the first playthrough where we fired Sonar, Malevola, as like he was getting arrested, said, oh, no, he's with us. It's a common mistake. He's a good guy. And we did get the choice. And we said, no, he should still go to jail, though. We chose to let him go to jail. And at the end of the credits, we were shown our stats. And it said, you and only 4% of players let Sonar go to jail.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild. I mean, that makes sense to let him go to jail. He should pay for what he did.
I mean, he's the favorite character, much more so than Coop.
Yeah,
And
but I
so
still
you
like
don't.
Coop back on the team.
So
And
first
she
off, you
was
don't
grateful.
fire Sonar, and then when he goes to jail, you don't let him go to jail. So only 4% of people ended up where we were like, no, fuck this guy. He's very rude.
Do you see that bat face of his? He
Yeah.
can do a loud sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I let Coop back on the team, and it looked like she was like legitimately touched by the choice. And it was kind of the same. We said, "Nah, she's with us. Don't worry about it."
Nice. So yeah, I felt good about our ending. We made out with Blonde Blazer on top of a car.
That's cool.
Except she's just Mandy now, because she's not even blonde.
Ugh, she's so small now. She's not even huge.
Our team had lost Invisigal, because she turned to villainy. Our team lost Sonar, because he went to jail. And I don't think Phenomenon stuck around. He just wasn't around at the end. So that we had a fairly small team, I guess, compared to what you could have. But when they're throwing Robert into the air and celebrating, that's who was there.
That's neat. That's cool.
Yeah.
Let me take. So I wrote down my percentages, and this episode has a lot of them. But so 61% deceived Shroud by giving him both astral pulses. 37% spared Shroud. That's not very much. But I think part of it is also, so it sounded like you didn't even get a choice. It sounded like Invisigal just killed him.
Well, the choice, we got the first part of the choice to give him the prototype.
Oh, yeah, but
thing. And then it didn't work out, and Invisigal just killed him. And she killed him in the neck really hard.
So for me, you had the choice to kill Shroud.
Yes.
And I said no. Of course.
Oh, okay. Well, Monica didn't in her second playthrough, and I saw that part too. And Robert just beats the shit out of Shroud until he dies. And and then later, when he's talking to Mandy during the celebration, she's like, "So, how did it feel to kill Shroud?" And you can tell her whatever you want, but then Monica picked for Robert to say, "It felt really good."
I actually liked that I did that.
I liked that I did. I was on the fence about doing it, and I have no regrets.
And I felt really cool doing it too.
And then Mandy goes, "Well, guess I'm happy for you."
Cool, man.
But I mean, she was gonna kill half of the people in the bar, and now we just found the guy that actually really deserves it, and we're feeling weird about it. Yeah.
Well,
this is the trope that I hate in a lot of like fantasy stuff, where it's like built up to this idea that like if you kill out of hatred, you're really sending yourself down a path of evil or sin or whatever. But when you look at what you do during the actual story, like you're killing all of the guys that are like all the henchmen and all the guards and stuff. They are just dying. But when you find the really deeply evil guy at the center of it all, that's when you start getting second thoughts of like, I don't know if I should kill this guy.
He has a name and a person. He's not a nameless soldier. We don't want to kill him. It's okay when they're expendable.
When Luke Skywalker blows up the Death Star, not once, but twice. Well, actually, no, he only does it once. But when he does it, he kills millions of Empire officials, many of which who are just janitors, guards, like pencil pushers.
Right.
When he destroys the Death Star, he kills millions and millions. And then when he's up against the Emperor, Darth Sidious, the person who ordered so much destruction in his life, he's like, a Jedi does not kill. And you're wrong.
From now on.
You killed a lot.
Well, that once it was okay.
You killed in like recent memory more people than any one human has ever killed in real life. You killed more people than the Nazis did during the Holocaust. If you like math out how many people were on that Death Star, you killed more people than Stalin in Soviet Russia. You killed more people than Pol Pot in Southeast Asia. You killed more people than any of them, and then you're getting cold feet when it's time to fight the actual guy that matters. Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, who knows? Maybe Blonde Blazer was bluffing at the bar. Maybe she wouldn't have killed anyone. Or maybe she. I don't know.
If Shroud thinks she would have, I think she would have.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But so anyway, I spared Shroud. And 49% stayed true to their word and didn't kill Shroud. Like a few episodes ago, you say to someone,
yeah. You're talking to Chase.
Yeah. And you say like, no, I wouldn't do it. And I stuck by that because I kind of had a feeling it would bite me in the ass if I did.
Yeah, it didn't even come up for me because Invisigal killed Shroud, but
yeah, irrelevant.
In Monica's second playthrough, at the end it said, you originally told Chase that you weren't sure if you were going to kill Shroud, and then you killed Shroud.
I guess you figured it out.
You landed on it.
You know what? Good for you for being decisive.
A percentage that I thought was interesting was 27% of players lost to Shroud. And it really felt like I was in a spider web of choices where I just don't lose. Like it could go differently, but I don't know. I haven't looked up a video yet. I'm interested in doing it. Like, how do you lose to Shroud?
I have no idea.
Happens?
Maybe he takes your place at SDN. he kills you, and now he is the new dispatcher.
He'd be a really good dispatcher. With that
he
prediction.
Could see everything. He'd be like, okay, you know what? You go there. This is just gonna like work out perfectly, actually.
Yeah, Waterboy, you get the cat. I know this doesn't sound important. It's gonna be really important.
Don't worry, man. You're gonna get that cat. I believe in you because I see all.
So we got a title at the end of like what kind of person Robert was, and the title we got was True Hero. Robert always tried to do the right thing.
That's what I got too, which makes sense. That is the choices I made. Yeah. Yeah.
Monica's second playthrough was the anti-hero, which basically read like like Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, you like do the right thing sometimes, but you're like cool and mean.
Yeah, or like it specifically said like you are focused on doing the right thing, but not on what it costs, something like that.
Right.
Yeah. Most sent overall hero was Prism. I had 197 total activations of hero powers. And I wrote down at the end, we never told Flambe about Mega Man. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he just has no idea.
Yeah. Well, no, he does. He does know now.
Well, now he does, but he didn't. Yeah.
But he didn't say anything. So.
I guess it's fine.
It was helpful that he didn't say anything.
So my most sent hero, at least for this episode, was Golem, but it said my most successful hero overall, like Prism, of course.
Yes, Prism. I would be very interested in how many people's most sent hero was Prism.
Yeah, because it seems like among our friend group, all of my roommates have been playing it. It seems like everyone seems pretty unanimously on Team Prism. Oh wait, no, well, not Andrew. Andrew's was Golem, I think.
Really?
I don't want to speak for him, but. Yeah, Prism was not as helpful for him in his playthrough.
So do we want to go through our segments and then talk about the series as a whole?
Yeah, I think we should do that.
So, weekly guy for episode 8. This was the hardest one for me to choose so far. Because
that makes sense.
Felt like I should give it to Invisigal, who even as she descended into villainy, I understood her motivations the whole way through, and her being able to trick Shroud at the very end just by not helping him when he expected her to and stabbing him in the neck meant that she was like, the fact that Shroud couldn't predict it meant that she was so torn up about it that she didn't even know what she was going to do until like a fraction of a second before she did it, right?
Yeah.
And I thought that was an interesting thing. But really who I'm going to give it to, because it's just so fun, is Punch Up. He does so many moves in this fight. It's like taking on Toxic one-on-one just so he can punch his dick is like the end of Signs, where the baseball and the glasses of water and the alien all come together like, oh, they were part of one story. And so there's that, but there's also like with the legs of Shroud's thing, his like spider mech, Punch Up rolls into a ball and like covers his legs with his arms, and he bounces around like Sonic the Hedgehog, just bouncing from leg to leg at one point. And that, I've never seen him be able to do that before. That's crazy.
That is cool.
He's not the MVP in that nothing different would have happened without him.
Right.
But he is the MVP.
But he is fun.
For style points. And
for sure.
Yeah, he's the reason we got an S rank on this fight instead of a B rank. Not that we were actually ranked, but I feel like if someone was going to rank us, you have to pay attention to the punch-up combos. That's a big point accelerator right there.
That's a factor. That's a factor.
It's a factor. So who's your weekly guy?
So it was hard this episode. A lot of characters doing a lot of cool stuff. I gave it to Royd this episode.
Royd is great. Royd is always a contender.
I liked him stepping up to help you with dispatching, since Chase isn't there, and they just need all hands on deck. You get to your computer, and you see Royd is on Chase's computer helping out. So that was cool, but then he also gets involved in the fight later, which was also cool. This is like the first time we see him like actually do hero stuff, and I don't recall him using like any power. I think he's just like a big strong guy. But then there's a scene you can say, you should think about getting back into the field. You're really good. We could like use you on the team. And Royd says, nah, that's just not that's not what I want to do. That's nice, just not who I am. Yeah. I thought some real good stuff with Royd, who he's been a great character like throughout the series, but I feel like this was the time where he kind of got to shine a little more.
Yeah. I liked him in episode 2 so much when he's explaining how he doesn't get pee on his hands, and
that is good. That's very good.
Yeah.
He just shakes it like this.
Yeah. I only touch my pants on my underwear. I don't touch anything else. What's your golden moment?
I mean, just the whole end battle scene with the whole team. Like it is kind of it's kind of the easy big scene of the episode, but I just liked seeing like the culmination of your efforts bringing this team together, seeing everyone helping out, doing cool shit. The part with Punch Up, of course, is great. It just felt good seeing like how far these characters have come from episode 1.
I don't understand you saying this, because a little bit ago you were just saying how the action fight part is your least favorite.
I think just in general, like in terms of this specific episode, it was my golden moment. But like in general across the series, it's not necessarily what I'm most interested in with it. But I do think this action scene, it was cool seeing all these characters get their cool little moments, all really coming together as a team. I think it worked. It's just not necessarily the part I'm most interested in overall.
My golden moment is when Punch Up turns into a ball like Sonic and he bounces around. Second place, though, might be... when Blonde Blazer joins your Z-Team dispatch shift, and you can control her, and you see how high her stats are, and you realize, like, oh, this is the gap between real superheroes and what we've been working with. Like, she's very good, like, almost full in stats in every stat.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can just be that, but she's... Yeah.
So... something I wanted to ask. So we both went Waterboy route, which meant we got Phenomenon here. But I didn't really get a good handle on what his gimmick was. I wasn't really paying attention to him specifically. Do you remember what it was? Wasn't it like he gets depressed? Yeah, he gets depressed.
So if you fail anything, even if he's not involved, he becomes depressed for like a minute.
Right.
Where normally he only needs 2 seconds to rest, to recharge, to go back out again. Right. But if he's depressed, he needs the full minute to go back out again.
And you know what? A minute doesn't sound like a long time.
It's a long time.
It feels like forever in this instance. Yeah. To me, it felt like, am I just never gonna be able to use him again?
So when Monica did her second playthrough, she picked Phenomenon instead of Waterboy to see what that was like. And during her episode 8, when she gets Waterboy for the first time instead of Phenomenon for the first time, I watched a little bit of her shift. It was dreadful because
really?
Waterboy sucked and he was still volunteering himself for everything. So like when we had Phenomenon on the team and he was just depressed all the time, that was a bummer, but it was like, okay, well, I guess I basically just don't use you except for once in a blue moon. With Waterboy being completely untrained, and this is his first night, he's volunteering himself for stuff that he cannot do.
Yeah.
It looked infuriating.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. His stats were still nothing, and Phenomenon stats are pretty like average to large. So that was a big difference.
I wonder what Phenomenon's perks can be, his upgrades, his specials. Because with Waterboy, the choice between the two, it feels like both are like good picks. Like, okay, if you pick this one, then he'll just stop volunteering himself for missions. But if you pick this one, he will still do it. But his highest stat gets +3 more points.
Yeah.
And that sounded good too, but I took the one where he just stops volunteering himself.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd be able to send Phenomenon to therapy or something. I didn't see that part, but if you can get him to stop being depressed for a full minute after each failure, he would become the MVP. He would become really good. I think he's probably designed in a way that if you train him to ignore his weaknesses, he's gotta be like objectively the best character on the team. He has the most stats by far. So but with him not doing that, Prism is the best character on the team, and it just seems like I want to send her out every time because I pick the person who can actually do the job in terms of like what stat is facing the job that it is, and then also Prism, which doubles the person to her left because she clones them. Like, that's a good... We just do that all the time. She was so good.
I felt like by the end, there's quite a few characters who like work really well as like not the first hero you send, but a support backup character work really well. Like, Prism duplicates the person to her left. That's great. Golem fills up any empty slots. That's also great. And I kind of felt the same about Malevola. Like, it wasn't any of her powers, but just having her so balanced in everything, she felt like a great one to be like, okay, we're going to send this person who has like a specific skill for this, and then you'll just come in and boost everything else.
Yeah.
And it usually worked out.
Yeah. It made me a little sad when we were getting to the end of that dispatch shift in episode 8, and we realized that the characters we were building up are now done. Like, this is just the end of the game. It feels like you can keep going now that we've got our characters built up, but that's just how long the game lasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you liked it enough that it made you feel sad when you had to stop.
Well, it just felt like we were building towards something with the characters, and then when they're finally like really usable and they have all the cool interactions, like, we were only really scratching the surface toward the end. of what we could do with these interactions, and then it was over.
Well, maybe that is something they could build on in a sequel. We were kind of discussing, like, or were we discussing it, or was I talking about it with Adam? We were saying, like, so if you did Dispatch 2, what would you do? Would you keep the Dispatch gameplay?
We were talking about it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And maybe that's a good case for it. Maybe that's something where if they did a second season of this, they could build upon what we already have. And, like, I think by the end it got really fun. Just continue from there, even.
Well, so would you want all of the stats that you did during season 1 just to be read off the memory for season 2? Because I kind of don't want that.
Yeah. No, you're right. I agree.
Because whether they level up in time or not is pretty random, because it's based on how well you do with the missions, which is random. So, like, if I was stuck with, like, well, my punch up is still not very strong, and, you know, I think that would be frustrating. But
right. But I think cool I think my opinion is I do think I would keep the Dispatch gameplay. I would be excited to see what they could do to build upon what they already have.
Yeah, that'd be cool. It would be cool.
Yeah, I was having fun with it by the end. I really liked that feeling of at first being pretty stressed out about it. And then it's still pretty stressful in that last episode just because it's getting, like, a lot harder. But I was having fun by the end of it. I was like, okay, I got this.
So what I think about it is, like, it took until episode 7, really, until all of our characters felt unique from each other and we were making interesting combinations by sending them at the same time, which meant that, like, for the first 3/4 of the game, we didn't feel that way. And it was just like, yeah, I'll send the guy who's good at punching to punch, and it's still kind of random, but we'll see how it goes. Like, in another tactics type of thing, you stop feeling, in a good version of a game that is, like, only that kind of thing, I think you would stop thinking that, like, after the tutorial. And as soon as possible, the game's going to give you all these different units that you can mix and match the synergies with and try new stuff. Like in Fire Emblem or XCOM or Mario and Rabbids, they don't wait until you're 3/4 of the way through the entire game before asking you to do interesting strategy things. They try to get all the pieces in your hands as soon as possible. And just from, like, a gameplay point of view, not in the way that this affects your narrative, which is obviously the end-all be-all point of Dispatch. It's about the narrative. But just from the playing of the strategy Dispatch stuff, I think I would have preferred if they could get to that cool stuff faster. I think that would have made me a lot more positive about it in any one of the last 3 episodes of this podcast that we did, where I was kind of not feeling it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just me.
I feel you, Mitchell. Don't worry.
And
I can see where you're coming from.
Maybe they should do a game that is just the Dispatch shifts and release it for Game Boy Advance. And and Dispatch 2 is about a different thing, but they also have the Dispatch shifts as a Game Boy Advance game. and there's that.
Now that's an idea.
It is an idea. You could have that idea.
Yeah, that one's on us.
Yeah. What is...
Well, I think we're done.
Well, that's the game.
Oh wait, no. Did we talk about choice cuts?
Oh, we didn't. You're right.
We didn't.
Right. Mine was whether or not to let Invisigal go when Royd had her zip tied.
Oh, interesting. Any particular reason why?
I think it's because I felt so compelled to let her go. We did let her go. Mm-hmm. But, like, we really didn't trust her, and it turned out we were correct for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I can't tell myself, oh, we were wrong not to trust her when she did betray us in the end. And I kind of
That
don't
is true.
like what that says about the writing of the character of Invisigal, where she's, you hear some anti woke people online, Dustin. This
Yeah,
like variety of
those
people being
types.
like, well, listen, if you didn't want Nazis in the world, you shouldn't have been calling people Nazis. And like, well, that's not how that works. That's
Yeah.
that is obviously, you shouldn't start acting. If you were that close to being a Nazi, it's still on you.
Yeah, there's a reason you're being called a Nazi.
So if Invisigal being a good person is dependent on me believing that she's already a good person, then she's not. Like, then if she's that close to being a villain, and me treating her like she's that close to being a villain is the thing that makes her a villain, then she was. Because if I did that to Punch Up, he wouldn't be one. If I did that to Malevola, she'd be chill still.
You think my boy Punch Up would ever do that?
You think that if we treated Golem with that kind of fair warning and respect, he would turn to the dark side?
Not my Golem.
Not Golem. Yeah.
Yeah,
but that was my choice cut. What's yours?
Mine was whether or not to let Coop back on the team, because
Right. Okay.
when I let her back on the team, I think they did a good job of conveying that it really did mean a lot to her. And it kind of got to me. I was like, oh, how nice. What a nice little moment.
Yeah, when they were asking if Sonar should come back on the team, I was just thinking, like, are we going to let him celebrate? Because we're celebrating us beating him.
Yeah.
Why would he even want to hang out with us?
Right.
Yeah.
No, I get that, but no, I liked that we were able to let Coop back into the family. I don't regret cutting her in the first place, like when it came down to that choice.
Sure.
But I think it helps, getting more time with her near the end, but also seeing what happens with her in because like when I was watching Adam play, he did cut Sonar, so I saw a lot of the scenes you get with Coop on the team. So she kind of indirectly grew on me.
Okay.
So yeah, I was glad to let her back on the team, even though I probably shouldn't have. But it looked like it meant the world to her, and she was happy.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, Dustin, we finished Dispatch.
We did finish Dispatch, didn't we?
The world loved Dispatch. It was like a surprise end of the year shake up to the Game of the Year nominees. I don't think it beat the favorites for anything anywhere, but like in the popularity polls, this thing did very, very well. We looked at Archive of Our Own, AO3 they sometimes call it, to see how many fan fictions have been written about Dispatch, a game that came out 2 months ago.
Is it a lot? I have a feeling you wouldn't bring it up if it wasn't a lot.
Well, over 3,000.
Wow.
It is
a
huge number. There are many games, many of them, that you've heard of that aren't like that deep of a cut, that get like a few hundred.
Right.
Archive of Our Own, over 3,000. The majority of which are Flambe x Robert Fix.
That makes sense.
Does it? Versus anyone else on the team? I don't know.
Yeah.
Waterboy Robert seems like the one to me, but...
Well, so the people who ship Robert and Flambe, they like, I assume it's because they like the idea of the mutual hatred turning to something else.
Oh, they like the
it's like, oh,
he
hates, yeah, he hates Robert. Oh, but does he?
Good perspective, Dustin. I think you're right. I think that is probably what it is. And then for the other people that like it, that aren't exactly on that wavelength, it's probably just because they like Flambe individually, and Robert is the stand-in for like the self-insert maybe.
I can see that too.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Flambe grew on me. I don't want to. I'm not like into Flambe, but I think he is just like the funniest character. Probably he's the one I got the most laughs from, like just throughout.
Yeah. So a conversation that's been going around about Dispatch among end of year game debaters, which is becoming a new genre of discussion in and of itself, is that Dispatch is doing something that like the Telltale games never did. That this is an evolution of that formula in this huge big way. I guess in the way that I'm talking about it, you probably know where my stance is. I don't feel like that's true. I think that it's a really good one of them. Like maybe a candidate for best one of them. But to me, this feels exactly like what Telltale was doing. And it feels like if they had more time, they would have arrived here.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I think so. No, I think I'm with you. Like, I think this really is just something you would get from the old Telltale. And it's great. It's very good at it. But I don't necessarily feel like... I mean, maybe the dispatching stuff itself. But, like, Telltale was good with, like, characters and writing stories that keep you invested. Which I think are the strengths of this game as well.
Yeah, I think the unique strength of Dispatch, if I had to put my finger on something that it's doing that the other Telltale games weren't. It's just that every character is really good.
Yeah, for sure. I love like all of these guys.
Excuse me, I sneezed and this time I didn't catch it. I didn't. I wasn't good enough for the team.
Mitchell, how can I hold that against you when you did so well the first time?
Thank
Everyone
you. Well,
slips up every now and then.
Let's just average them out, and maybe I did like so-so at both of them.
Okay, yeah, good enough.
Yeah, okay.
But
yeah, like every
I
character
totally
in Dispatch
agree.
is great.
Yeah, all of them. Like I said, Flambe, he starts out as just like the asshole of the group, but he's so funny. I think he's like just as lovable as anyone else on the team. I love this whole team. Even characters like Blonde Blazer, who didn't have like a super huge presence for me in my playthrough, I still think she's a great character. I like her a lot. Phenomenon wasn't there that much, but he's really funny. Just a great job of having likable characters, good chemistry with each other. I've said it already, but I do think what it's building up to is not necessarily my favorite part, and unfortunately that's kind of what you got to focus on in that last episode. But overall, I still had a great time with Dispatch.
I had a great time. I think because I love the writing so much more than average with these games and the characters so much more than average, I was really hoping for like the end to send me into a pure pool of ecstasy with how much I liked this game. And I think still think like if we were to rank them against the other Telltale games, the best ones, I don't think it cracks Season 4 of Walking Dead. And I don't think it cracks Tales from the Borderlands. Maybe it does.
Maybe for me.
Yeah,
I feel like right now I'm feeling the same way about it as I did Tales from the Borderlands. I think maybe this one might edge out Tales from the Borderlands like just a pinch, just because of how strong like every character is. And like the characters in Tales from the Borderlands are great too, but I think Dispatch is more consistently great.
But I think Walking Dead is better. And or
at least two of them I would say are better.
Two of the seasons 1 and 4, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go with that. I would say that.
But I do think Dispatch would crack my top 5 at least.
Oh, top 5 for sure. Like it's the conversation of which of these narrative choice Telltale style games are the best. Not even counting like the point and click era of Telltale, just of the narrative choice era. seasons 1 and 4 of Walking Dead and Tales from the Borderlands and Dispatch are almost definitely the 4 best of them. And then whatever the 5th one is more up to taste. Because, like, for me, it might be the Batman, one of the Batman series. I feel like for you, it might be Minecraft.
I don't know. I'd probably have to look at my rankings again. I liked Minecraft Season 2 a surprising amount, but I don't know if it would... Oh, no, I really like Batman Season 2.
Batman Season 2. Actually, you know what? That's one of the top 5. The top 5 includes, in some order, Dispatch, Seasons 1 and 4 of Walking Dead, Batman Season 2, The Enemy Within is what it's called, and Tales from the Borderlands. I think that's a pretty firm top 5. Like, I'm not gonna say Guardians of the Galaxy made it. I liked that one enough.
I think there's very few of these where I just outright didn't like them, like, at all.
Oh, shoot. Wait, Wolf Among Us isn't...
Oh, yeah. Where do I put Wolf Among...
Maybe it's not.
I would put Wolf Among Us below Dispatch, personally.
I would put it below Dispatch, and I think I'd put it below Tales from the Borderlands.
Yeah. But I think it would be, like, right there after those.
Versus... Batman Enemy Within?
Yeah, I think I did put Wolf Among Us above Batman Enemy Within, even though I did like it.
Yeah, I mean, I think about the John Doe stuff in Enemy Within and how it did, how actually scary Harley Quinn is in that game. Mm-hmm. It made me like the character of Harley Quinn in a way I had not really cared about before.
Yeah, like, not just Harley Quinn, but yeah, the John Doe stuff I thought was, like, not only, like, a really interesting, different way to do the Joker, but in a way that, like, makes him an actual character. Like, you're looking at him and you're not seeing just, like, oh, this is the Joker that is used in Batman stuff. You see him as the character first, which I thought was very cool.
Yeah. And I liked that Harley Quinn was already like an established villain, and John Doe he's on the up and coming, so it makes it look like instead of the Joker creating Harley Quinn for himself, it's almost the reverse, and that was interesting.
Yeah, I think that's a clever little twist.
Yeah, I mean, like,
but in a way that feels natural.
In terms of moment to moment writing, I don't think they've ever done anything as good as Dispatch, and in terms of the way Dispatch just looks and feels, I mean, come on. This is one of the best looking games I've ever seen in terms of hitting its intended art style. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think I didn't get the kind of, like, wow, what an ending that I got from definitely seasons 1 and 4 of Walking Dead, but even
Tales from the Borderlands had a great ending. Oh, yeah.
Tales from the Borderlands ending was fantastic. And it also kind of culminated in this, like, impossible action fight. But that one I remember being more interesting.
Yeah, I do feel like, I don't want to say this one, like, totally tripped at the finish line, because I do still think this episode was good. I had a great time with it overall. Yeah. But it just was not the height of this season for me.
No, I think the height of the season is the middle of the season. Like, episode 5 is still the best episode.
Yeah, for sure. I love that episode so much.
You just do a day of work, and then you go out and hang out at a bar. And I wish that was, like, 10 episodes long of just the middle part of this story.
The bar fight goes a long time.
Of just, like, showing up to work, and then something interesting happens, and then you hang out. And that's the story. Like, that really would... I understand why they didn't feel like they could do that. Like, they want to feel like we're not dragging our feet, but I liked that the most. I agree. That's the most fun part of this world.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I think the characters are a strength. I think the writing is an amazing strength. The visuals are an amazing strength. The fact that this world is built for the Telltale formula rather than the Telltale formula being ascribed to this world, I think is going to it's going to be good for Ad Hoc in a way that it was never good for Telltale.
For sure. I totally agree.
A weakness that Telltale had, and we talked about it a lot during the main run of our show, is that there were very few fans of Telltale covering the company in the way that we were doing for the sake of the podcast, right? Like there were fans of the Telltale games, but if Telltale was like, and now we're making Guardians of the Galaxy, and you don't care about Guardians of the Galaxy, you don't play that game. You don't follow the producer of this. And because Dispatch is now owned by Ad Hoc, it's like an Ad Hoc original IP, I think fans are going to follow them to the next thing they make, even if it's not a Dispatch thing.
Yeah, I think I'm going to for sure. I'm excited to see whatever they do next.
Well, they've announced what they are doing next. Have you heard about it?
No. Or maybe I did and I forgot.
So because Critical Role was a partner in the, I guess, production of this game, I'm not exactly sure what the company Critical Role did for Dispatch other than, like, most of them are voice actors in it.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly.
Well, for Ad Hoc's next game, they're making a game in the world of Exandria, which is the D&D game that Critical Role plays.
Okay.
So like the game they've been playing on stream for years and years and years with different dungeon masters and different players, that they've built up to be kind of like a comedy fantasy thing that they play in their D&D games. Ad Hoc is going to make a Telltale style narrative adventure game in that world.
Interesting. I mean, I'm down for that, but like, I wonder if I'm going to have to know anything going in or not.
I don't think you will. I think that
they would. I think they're smart enough to.
They would be foolish to make it anything required reading other than maybe a small bit that they should include in the game itself if you need anything. But most of their fan base, I'm sure, is going to come from excitement from Dispatch at this point. So,
right, yeah. I'm down for that. Like, if it's as good as Dispatch was, I'm very excited.
I am excited, and I think so. They've also said maybe a season 2 of Dispatch, but they haven't confirmed or denied anything yet.
Right.
It
I mean,
seems
that makes
like
sense.
it'll happen,
like,
but
I'm
not next.
At this point, it feels like something that will happen, but a ways off. But I'm happy to see it when it rears its head at us.
Yeah, with the Exandria thing, I'm just a little nervous about it because I think that it being an original IP did so much for Dispatch and Ad Hoc. That was such a good thing that for them to work in a world that someone else owns again, like, I don't know what that's going to be like. But especially if they need to work with Wizards of the Coast, because Exandria is already, I guess, like, the world of Exandria is something that Critical Role owns, but they play it as a D&D game, and they work with Wizards of the Coast a lot because it's a D&D product.
I wonder, so is it just gonna have to be it's gonna have to have D&D in there, right? Or can they like divorce it from that?
I don't know, but it's not going to be an RPG. It's going to be this kind of thing. It's going to be this sort of narrative choice deal. So that's what they have next, and I'll definitely play that. I don't know if we still have the podcast going after that point. But yeah, I didn't want to bring up, like, well, it's not as good as the older Telltale things because I hated this. There's so many good things going for Dispatch, and it is absolutely among the top things that have ever come out of this formula. And for being the start of this, like, relatively new studio's output, it makes me so excited for if Wolf Among Us 2 ever wants to come back, because that was supposed to be at least partially Ad Hoc.
Yeah, would be nice.
Would be nice. It seems like it probably doesn't exist, but
I kind of feel like if it did, we would have heard something by now other than, it's it might still be coming.
Yeah, it's the year 2026, Dustin. It's too late.
Yeah, how many years ago was it announced?
Well, think about how many years ago Wolf Among Us 1 was.
Yeah.
13.
That's a lot. That's not a small number of years.
Yeah, it's 13 years ago, and it's not even the number one Telltale game. So it's
Yeah.
like you're so excited about bringing this one back, and it's not even Walking Dead. It feels like if Rare was like, finally, you've all been asking for it. It's a brand new Jet Force Gemini. Like,
I
no.
knew you were going to say Jet Force Gemini.
I was
knew
thinking
that was gonna
Conquer,
be
but
the
then I
one.
was thinking like, well, people actually are asking a little bit for Conquer. It's still the
Yeah.
wrong thing compared to Banjo, but yeah, I had to.
Yeah, Jet Force
think it
Gemini
through.
is the one where people would be like, oh, I mean, okay.
It's been too long for that to be exciting. It might have been once,
Right.
I think Wolf Among Us 2 could still be great. It could still come out. There's no reason it couldn't. There's no reason it would have to be awful, but it's just a scary thing. And
I'm running out of hope for it. I'm running low on hope fumes.
And I don't know if Telltale, like the new company Telltale, ever had an option to say, like, well, are we going to get behind Dispatch or are we going to get behind The Expanse? But clearly they chose incorrectly.
Yeah.
And probably because they valued The Expanse as an IP and Dispatch was an unknown entity. Wrong choice, right?
Definitely
yeah.
the wrong choice.
I don't
I mean,
know if
this is
I would
also
have made
this
the
is
right choice.
hypothetical.
It might have been
Yeah.
this way, though. Like, I think it's not impossible. I think I probably would have made the wrong choice. I would have seen it as a, like, oh, yeah, another superhero world thing to capitalize on Marvel and DC in the early 2020s. That's, we'll see. But then, like, it's a really good one of them, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I care about these way more. I'm not like a Marvel or DC guy all that much, or really at all. But I love this. I love these characters in this world, and I'm so excited to see more if we get more.
Yeah, I've always been a proponent of the idea of, like, there is no such thing as superhero fatigue. There is only MCU fatigue or DC fatigue.
Right.
Like, the genre can... It's always going to be possible to work as much as any other genre. But yeah, I loved Dispatch. I thought it was really, really great. I thought the characters were so well done. I am waiting until I see a Dispatch t-shirt out in the wild being worn by someone. The day that happens is I'll post about it. I'll say, look, the thing.
There it is.
I know
that shirt from Whence I Said.
I know that demon woman with jean shorts. It's going to be Malevola every shirt. Actually, there's no other.
The only
characters
shirt
in the
they
game.
make.
Yeah. I'm excited for when it, like, even more people start playing it. They did a Dispatch wrapped thing on social media. Did you see this?
I did see this.
Over 3 million people played.
That's a lot of people.
It is a lot of people.
Didn't they said it was like they shattered their like 3-year sales expectancy in like a month or something.
Yeah, a new IP coming out of an unknown studio, based on a formula which previously did not sell. I would understand it not having a lot of expectation, but yeah, really, really cool stuff. I'm glad that it did well.
For sure, it really deserves it, and I'm glad I gave it a chance. Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm glad I ended up giving it a chance for this show. I'm sure I would have played it eventually, but like when it was first announced, I wasn't like, oh, I have to play that. I'm so excited. Even when we were first talking about bringing this show back, I was kind of on the fence. I was like, I don't know if I necessarily want to right now. And then we did, and boy, am I glad we did.
Yeah, just for listeners at home, the idea of us going back to the show was hard. I think we were both borderline interested in playing Dispatch. Me probably a little bit more.
Yeah.
But the idea of not only do we want to play this video game, we have to play it and then take notes and then record on it. It's a much bigger ask of us than just to play it. So
yeah, it's work.
I think
it's work in a way.
more people that we know were playing Dispatch before we were, because we were holding off on like, well, if we're going to play it, we should probably do the show. And if we're doing the show, that's a whole thing. And we haven't done the show in a year and a half. So we need to get ready to do it again. Yeah.
But I'm glad we did, Mitchell. I'm glad we came together and made this happen. This one was for the fans, for you guys.
I think we would have played it on our own.
No, we would have.
We would have. Yeah, so when we were talking about older Telltale games on the show before, we were kind of like thinking, when are they going to make their own IP? Or when are they going to break out into a bigger audience? Or when are they going to reclaim the prestige they had with Walking Dead Season 1? Or when are they finally going to innovate beyond what they've already done? And Dispatch is kind of the answer to all of those questions, to the point where even though we were just saying, I don't know if it's my favorite one of these things, it is such a good one of these things, and it is such a great one of these things to return to the public eye, that I'm just really excited for the studio ad hoc. I'm really excited for everything they get working together on. This stuff's going to be great. And I hope that their new Exandria Critical Role game is of a similar bar of quality. If it's as good as this, it's going to do fantastic.
Oh, for sure. If they can give me that cast of characters and make them like as likable as the ones we got here, I can't wait.
I need them to hire Joel Haver again, though.
Yeah, that's
he needs
true.
to be in every game.
He can be their guy, like how Pixar has John Ratzenberger. They'll have Joel Haver.
Yeah. Moist Critical, maybe he's just Sonar, but Joel Haver really should be in every game. Okay, so the podcast. What are we gonna do after this, Dustin?
We're doing space games. Star Trek. What's it called?
Great question, but technically not the right order of thing. So next week,
yeah, right.
We hope that you've enjoyed our coverage of Dispatch. We've enjoyed coming back to the show.
Yeah, I had a great time.
This was 4 episodes of the podcast. We're going to do 4 more episodes. You get 4 more weeks of content from us before we go back into our grizzly bear-like hibernation. And next week, we'll have... I'm calling it bonus audio. Earlier this year, I thought I was maybe going to start a new podcast. I did a bunch of interviews with developers, and unfortunately, just for reasons I don't want to get into, because it's too much of a complicated thing, and it depends on the layoffs in the industries right now, the podcast can't happen. But I did do at least one really good interview, and this was with the director of 1000 Times Resist. This is not a Telltale game. Technically doesn't belong on the show. But I just have this interview sitting around. I've had it sitting around for a few months now. And we have a week that we need to fill while we do other stuff. So next week, I'm going to put on an interview that I held with the director of 1000 Times Resist. Please be excited for that. It was a really fun conversation. And if you're just in this for the Telltale games, I understand, but I think that you'll find that if you haven't played 1000 Times Resist, I really strongly recommend it. If you're a fan of these kinds of narrative adventure games, this is a take on a narrative adventure game that maybe skews a little bit closer to visual novel territory, but 1000 Times Resist was one of the best video games of 2024, and I would be excited for our listenership to enjoy an interview I did on that subject. So that'll be next week. And then the week after that, we'll be back with a new episode that we've recorded for this podcast on Star Trek Resurgence. That's the name of the game.
That's the one.
Yeah. So Star Trek Resurgence was made by a splinter team of old Telltale employees, just like the new Telltale is and just like Ad Hoc is. This is another one. And this one is the one that was led by Kevin Brunner. We've talked about him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So to see what he did coming out of Telltale, is going to be interesting. We're just going to do one episode for the entirety of Star Trek Resurgence because it is not an episodic game.
It's just one long thing, one big story.
It just keeps going until it's done. So that'll be one episode. So that's 2 weeks from now. 1 week from now is what the 1000 times resist interview bonus audio. And then you'll have 2 more after that I don't want to say what they are yet. They're special. They're going to be surprises. So until next time, Dustin, I just wanted you to have a really great summer.
You know what's so weird about that, Mitchell? Mm-hmm. I wanted you to have a good summer too.
Dustin. Buddy.
Look at us.